I saw Dominic's up there, and didn't touch. I think I saw Dominic. I think I did too.
Yeah, he's there for live, we're recording, we're live streaming.
All right.
Ooh.
It is 5:38 and I am calling the meeting of the Alice King Governing Council to order. And I can confirm that we have a quorum. Next item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda, and we'll make one correction that I, as vice president, am conducting the meeting. The agenda says Aaron will be doing that. But I just received a text from him and he's still down in Hobbs in the actual deposition, so he will not be joining us. Any other changes to the agenda, additions? Corrections? May I have a motion to accept it with the correction?
I move with the correction to accept it.
Second, please.
Second.
Any further discussion? There being none, since we have so many people on Zoom, I will need to take a roll call vote. Dave Anderson,
Aye.
Pat Barker, aye. Fabian,
Aye.
Rhonda,
Aye.
Dominic,
Aye.
Veronica.
Aye.
Did I catch everybody? I think so. So the motion passes to accept the agenda as modified. Next item is approval of the summarized minutes of the January 21st, 2026 regular meeting. Dominic?
Yes. I think Fabian,
Got it on the screen. Can you guys see it?
Yes. I just had a question, on the approval of the summarized minutes for December 17th. Did I actually make the motion and abstain?
Yes, I believe so, because I think
Okay.
it's a good question to say, can I make the motion even though I'm going to abstain? And I think we said yes.
That was, okay.
I do believe that's true, yes.
Okay, just making sure. I can make the motion to approve the minutes from January 1st, 2026. This is Rhonda.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
And we do the roll call for the approval. Dave Anderson,
I'll abstain, seeing I was missing.
Fabian Aragon,
Aye.
Tricia Barber, aye. Rhonda,
Aye.
Veronica,
Aye.
Aaron is not here. Dominic,
I,
and Roberta Post is not here. The motion passes. Public comments. I don't believe we have any public on board. Okay,
Nope.
so any comments from the council members? Okay, there being none, we're gonna move on to the head administrator's report.
Let me get that pulled up. Thank you. We did not have a change in our enrollment from January to February, so we are sitting at 340 students currently. And so there, if you scroll on down, Fabian, there's no changes to that table there. And so we can move on to the second page. Just an update on building and playground improvements. We are still waiting for the permit from the city of Albuquerque, and that is causing a delay to the installation of the signs, the balcony decking, the shade canopy, the playground shade structures, and the kitchen construction. So we have a lot of projects being held up right now while we wait for that permit.
Supposed to get it, the
The
contractor?
contractor, and it was filed months ago with the city, and they keep checking in, and they keep getting told that it's on, you know, the next person's desk, so. We do have a capital outlay appropriation for building acoustics that will expire at the end of June. This was a 5-year appropriation, and we have been working for the last 5 years to try to find a contractor, a vendor for the months. We finally have a quote from our contractor that we're working with for the rest of this construction. He was able to work with some acoustical companies to get who can subcontract with him, who can come in and do the work based off of the findings from the sound engineer that we had worked with for the reverberation study. And so as soon as we get that, I just got the quote yesterday, and I still have to just verify a couple of things with the contractor, and then I'll pass that on to Laura for her to put in to PED for approval so that we can obligate the funds and be able to issue a purchase order.
So the quote is for less than the money we have available?
No, it's actually for just about the same amount, like 212,000. And that will be to install, it'll be ceiling panels in all of the classrooms and open spaces. So hallways, commons, cafeteria, all the classrooms, and there'll be panels up on the ceilings. And then we're also looking at wall panels between some specific spaces, like the cafeteria, the downstairs cafeteria shares a wall with a classroom, and so putting wall panels to just help with to insulate between those two spaces. So they told us 4 to 6 weeks once the material's delivered. So we're not completely sure the timeline on that. We're hoping spring break they'll be able to install, but if not, then I'm gonna have to relocate classes like one at a time to different spaces for a day so they can go in and do the install. And so it'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Do they have to be completed before the appropriation money?
It has to be completed and paid out. Yeah, so we're in a crunch, but the contractor is, he seems very hopeful. I asked him if there was a permit that needed to be filed for that, and he said no, because there's nothing structural. All right, so statewide student information system. So the NMPED is moving to a statewide student information system, and Alice King is in the first cohort of this transition. So the new student information system will be Synergy. We are currently on Synergy, but under AKCS. So our instance of Synergy right now is managed by AKCS, and they do a lot of the back-end stuff. When we roll over to the statewide system of Synergy, we will be managing all of our own everything. And so all the pieces that AKCS has been managing, we'll have to take that on. So we have been in, there's been tons and tons of trainings, implementation trainings and meetings in order to get the system configuration set up and the data conversion and communicating what we need, what we want things to look like. And so, I was on a meeting today just to talk about the meetings that we need to attend. A meeting to discuss all the meetings, and it's probably at least 20 more meetings between now and May, and that I have to be a part of. And then also Kelly, our secretary, because she's our registrar, but she also does our state report, or helps with our state reporting. she has to be in all of these meetings as well. So it's been a little bit of an undertaking, but the new statewide system will go live for Alice King in July. The beauty of all of this is once all of the districts and charters throughout the state get on board, then we'll have one system that talks amongst all the different schools and districts. So when kids transfer in or out, then we automatically have their information. So we have their IEPs, we have all of their cumulative records, their discipline history, we have their nursing records, everything will automatically transfer. And so it'll be a beautiful thing once everybody transitions. And it's like a 5-year process, I think. All right, we are gearing up for the lottery. And so this year we are hosting guided tours of the school for prospective families instead of doing an open house. The open house did not have a great turnout last year. And what we were finding was that prospective families would call and say, well, can I get a tour? Because they missed the open house because it was a one-time date. So instead, what we're doing is we are offering several days and times for guided tours. So we have 2 coming up this Friday. We'll have 3 the following Friday, and we'll have 2 more on Wednesday, March 11th, and then the lottery drawing will be conducted on the 13th. A lot of dates coming up, big thing. So this Friday is in the 2nd trimester, which is also a 6th through 8th grade school day. On the 27th, we have professional development, as well as all of these guided tours. March 11th and 12th, students get out at 12:05 for student-led conferences. And then on the 13th, we will have student-led conferences in the morning, professional development in the afternoon, and we'll have the lottery drawing that day.
When was the last time we actually had to turn people away with the lottery?
Every year we tend, at certain grade levels, we have more people apply than we have spaces for initially. And then we end up, so that initially we're not ever able to accept everybody.
Okay,
So we'll see what that looks like for this year. I don't have a count right now as far as how many applications we've received so far for next year, but we're still about a month out from the lottery. Any other questions for me? Okay, thank you.
Okay, next we have the report from invited guest, AKCS Foundation.
So Foundation has not had a meeting. We've done some online stuff. The last thing that the foundation did was apply for a new capital outlay appropriation. And then it's currently the legislative session. So then there was a push for everybody to talk to their legislators to try to get funding.
session is getting near over, isn't it?
Yes, tomorrow's the last day.
I believe so, yeah.
And so do we have something that we are hoping to get that
We
was
did
in
put
the
it,
budget, or?
we did put in a request to include some improvements that were connected to our capital needs assessment that we had done a couple of years ago. We've already done some of the projects that were on that capital needs assessment, but we still have some outstanding projects, and that includes replacing the fire system at the annex and replacing some doors and windows. And so we included all of that into our request.
Anybody have any other questions? Okay, then we'll move on to committee reports. Finance Committee, Veronica?
Yes, the Finance Committee met this evening. We reviewed the January 2026 financials, which includes the bank statement and register. Any large dollars over $5,000. We also reviewed the January budget summary, expense summaries. We did not have any journal entries to review. We do not have any bars tonight. Let's see. I believe Laura sent out a couple of days ago the bank register and the budget expense summaries. Are there any questions about those?
The only one, Fabian, if you can find it, I think it's towards the bottom, it's for imprint. It's not a new vendor, it's just a vendor we use like maybe once or twice every year or so. And what they do is they make things like pencils, pens, stickers, like promotional type stuff that has AKCS logos on it for things like our school choice fair, so we can hand those out. That's the only vendor that just doesn't really show.
For imprint, did you say?
It's right there.
Okay.
Line Cecile.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
I've seen their ads on TV.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Other items are, our typical, payroll taxes, retirement, utilities, that type of thing.
And then on the budget summary funds, I mean, we're on track for spending as we should. You can see our lease assistance, it's fund 31200 is up there, and it is available, and I've already billed for the first half of the lease reimbursement, so. It looks nice. Does anyone have any questions about that one?
Oh, I just wanted to let everybody know too that I did advise, and Laura can do what she wants with this, but on the idea B, the 24106, I did let her know that I talked to Roberta and she said that they might be reducing that. Apparently PD misappropriated, I think is the word I'm looking for, the funds this year. And so they gave APS too much money, which means their calculation gave us a little too much money. So they don't know what that amount is yet, but she expects for Idea B to be reduced this year. So even though she has a 2% balance right now, I'm guessing you'll hold on to that for a while before spending it, right?
Yeah, I just won't reimburse, so I know what that final number is.
Okay,
I'd rather not go back.
yeah. That's it.
Okay, so we have no bars and we have, and excuse me if I'm being repetitive on this, action on supply and fixed assets, that's all wrapped up in the financial report that you just did or no?
Oh, no, it's more like if we ever have to dispose of anything or
Okay,
maybe
so you don't
buy
have- there's
something under that category. We just keep it up there.
And the action on finance report, do I have to get a motion to accept? May I have a motion then to accept the finance report as provided?
I would make that motion, yes.
May I have a
This is
second?
Rondell, second.
And I will do a roll call vote. Dave,
Aye.
Fabian,
Aye.
Tricia, I, Rhonda,
Aye.
Veronica,
Aye.
Aaron is absent. Dominic
Aye.
and Mayor Post is absent. The motion passes
Yay.
to approve the finance report. Next is nominating and council professional development committee. I have no report this evening. So we'll move on to policy committee. I do have a report that Fabian has, as part of this committee, has done a preliminary AI evaluation of how our policy manual is going to change based on the new mission statement and the vision statement. And we'll be working on that and have it ready for this coming school year. Okay, and under the second item, we still are being postponed, correct?
With the council.
And the third one
Council?
too.
Yes,
That's been like 3 or 4
Recording
months now.
of the student electronic devices.
we'll talk more about it in executive session.
Okay.
Okay, so strategic planning committee, Damien, do you have anything?
Only thing to report this month, thanks to Christy, we do have the revised strategic plan live on the website now. And that's it for this month. Thank you.
Any questions about that? All right, next is academic committee. Dave?
We have some latest test results, but we're gonna report them out next month. Cause the team would like their beloved leader to be part of it.
I missed you.
So we'll have a subcommittee meeting and we'll report out in March.
All right, next on the agenda is State of the School Event Committee. Veronica.
And I do not have a report tonight.
Great. So we'll move on to old business then. Which includes one item, a discussion of the charter renewal, the charter school contract and performance framework.
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about that. As I shared with you all last month, Joseph Escobedo is no longer with the Charter Schools Division in AKCS. And so we have not received our charter school contract and performance framework. So I don't know timeline what that's going to look like with that position being vacant right now. So I just wanted to leave this on the agenda so that it doesn't escape our attention at any point, because it's something that we are gonna need to be on the lookout.
Is there any risk in it delaying months and months and months?
Think so. Yeah, and then I also, at one point, we shared with you that we were wanting our legal counsel to take a look at the contract and negotiate maybe an item about transportation with AKCS. But there was a window for that didn't happen, and so we weren't able to do that. So well, I think at this point, we may have to accept the contract how it's presented to us from AKCS, because I'm pretty sure we're outside that window now.
Okay. That's the only item under old business, so we'll move on to new business, which is approval of the administrator and teacher professional development out of state travel.
Yeah, I sure will. So the National Charter School Conference is being held at the end of June this year in New Orleans.
What a
And
lovely time to go to New Orleans.
yeah. And I don't know if you recall, but Anna, Laura, our special ed coordinator, and myself went a year and a half ago to, where did we go? Boston.
Boston.
And then last year it was in Florida, but we didn't propose to go to that one. Every year seems like a bit much sometimes, but we feel like we're needing that resurgence of new information and energy. I would like to propose 2 administrators go and also 2 teachers. I would like to take 2 teachers this year, and I'd like to open that up to an application process with the teachers, where they would need to talk about how they would use this information to better their own practice, but also to how they would bring that information back to provide professional development here at the school. And so I would like to propose 2 teachers, 2 admin go. I worked with Laura, and just again, we get a rough estimate of cost, and the reason it's rough is because they won't open up the hotel block cost to us yet until we do registration. You have to register first, then they'll let you know how much the hotels cost. And so I just did some preliminary searches in the area, and I'm estimating it's going to be about $2,500 a person for the travel to attend the conference. That includes the conference fee, a hotel for 3 nights, flight, and food and meals.
Did we budget for that?
No, it's not part of our budget, but we can use carryover for it. And we're doing okay on carryover.
Do we need to approve this?
Oh, I didn't put it as an action item, did I?
No. This is approval.
It says approval, but I don't know. Erin looked at it for me, so I don't know. Any thoughts? If it says approval, is that considered an action item?
Seems like it.
I don't think
Sounds
so.
like an action word to me. So I would make the motion. to approve the request. as
Second.
stated.
The roll call, Dave,
Approve.
Vivian,
Aye.
Patricia, aye. Rhonda,
I,
Veronica,
Aye.
Dominic,
Aye.
so it's unanimous. The out-of-state travel to the conference is approved for 2 administrators and 2 teachers.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
The teachers are gonna be so excited when I present that opportunity to them.
So you tell them they got work to do to get a chance.
That's right.
Okay, next, under new business is discussion and action on authorized representative designations and signage for the BOK bond documents. BOK is Bank of Oklahoma.
Correct.
And Erin was going to do a resolution for us.
I didn't see one.
I
come through.
didn't either. I didn't either. So how do we want to handle this?
What's the issue? We need new names.
Yeah, Laura, why don't you go ahead and talk about the issue and why this is on the agenda, and then we can kind of figure out how we want to proceed.
Yeah, so this stemmed from, so Rhonda did this before I came on board and then I took over. We had been signing off on our financial documents that we submitted to our bond. It's monthly, it's annual documents that we do. And it was never a problem that Rhonda or I was signing off on that at the time. And then it seems like they got a new lady at Bank of Oklahoma. And now it's a problem because apparently we're not authorized to sign off on it. And the only signers when we dug through it that are allowed right now are 3 foundation, well, 1 former foundation person and 2 current foundation people. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to work with the foundation on how can I get access to just sign the bond documents like I have been. So we can kind of keep that rolling. Yeah.
So what we're thinking at this point, right now, Bank of Oklahoma has the foundation members set up as charter school representatives instead of corporate representatives. And so because they're set up as charter school representatives, we're thinking that the 2 foundation people can authorize Laura to sign. The bigger issue is that they have the foundation set up as charter school representatives instead of corporate representatives, and they don't have governing council on there as representatives of the schools at all. And so part of what Erin was gonna work on was a resolution so that we had something to take to Bank of America or Bank of Oklahoma to try to rectify that so that we could get all of this straightened out so that we have foundation members as corporate representatives, we have governing council members as charter school representatives. And then it would then have to be a reauthorization, most likely, then to reauthorize Laura to sign off on the appropriate documents. It's not full access for her to be able to do full execution of the bonds, but just to be able to sign off on the things that for the financial reports that are required, that she's required to submit. And so I think, Laura, I feel like we can hold off on this item until next month, because since we have a plan for foundation to sign off on to authorize you.
If you don't think, yeah. If
What
you
is
think
Bank-
that might be enough to.
Otherwise,
roll
could we
it.
do a special Zoom meeting?
Yeah.
What is Bank of Oklahoma gonna do if we ignore them?
Well, we wouldn't be ignoring them right now because we have because the foundation members are set up as the charter school representatives, they can authorize Laura as a signer.
Yeah.
So as far as business that needs to be conducted, that we can make happen. I think that the issue is how do we make sure that we get all of this cleaned up and they've got the right names and the right signatures moving forward.
And they're still letting me submit them, just not sign them right now, so.
So I'd like to make a motion then that we postpone any action until we receive the resolution from Erin and review it, discuss it and approve it at our next meeting, which is March 18th. May I have a second?
Second,
Roll call vote, Dave,
aye.
Fabian,
Aye.
Tricia, aye. Rhonda,
Aye.
Veronica,
Aye.
Dominic,
Aye.
motion passes and the item will be addressed at our next meeting. Now, discussion of limited personnel matters pursuant to NMSA 1978, section 10-15-1H2.
Okay, so we're gonna make a motion to move into executive
Right,
session.
may I have a motion to move into executive session to discuss limited personnel matters?
This is
I'll make-
Rhonda. Oh, go ahead.
I'll make the motion. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Dave,
Aye.
Vivian,
Aye.
Tricia, aye. Rhonda,
Aye.
Veronica,
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. Hey, Patricia, were you the one that made the motion? I couldn't tell if that was you or Veronica.
It was Patricia.
I made the motion.
Okay, thank you.
And I made this, I seconded it. This is Rhonda.
Thank
So-
you, Rhonda.
Motion to move into executive session pursuant to NMSA 1978, section 10-15-1H2 has passed unanimously.
So we're
And
off
so
the
I'm going to
red
move
now.
into executive session at 6:10.
Okay, I will stop recording.